Hey. Yeah?
Caribbean.
We are holding it down.
For you. For us. For the next generation. Guys, welcome. Good
morning.
Good morning. Good evening. Good night. Good now.
Whatever time zone
you're in, joining us today. Thank you so much for joining us. Karibuni hapa kwenye that show.
On Galactic
Productions with those guys.
AfroFabb
Night Atieno. Yeah, wait.
We have nyonged your microphone.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to go straight into it today.
Yes.
And start talking about sudden wealth. Yani kuomoka ile.
Ulilala ukiwa uko na hii balance alafu uliamka ukiwa na hii balance.
You have won the lottery.
My friend. How do you react?
Yes.
Hapo ndio pali watu wanaanza. My friend. My friend, ombi hapo inaitwa immediate lane change.
CEO.
My friend. Lakini hiyo inaweza kuwa feeling.
But to be fair, you're always CEO. I always say to people, you're the CEO of your life.
Of your life.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
and the moment you accept that, the moment you start making those changes.
Manage your life like you would manage a multinational business.
Sindio?
I promise you will go far.
Unangoja profits hapo. You're there planning. Yes.
So basically, let me ask you guys, because this is a question we have to ask ourselves.
Yes.
People have big plans. Yeah. But if you tell them today, they'll say to you, oh, do you know what? If I had 10K, I would start a business. Yeah. And you ask them, what kind of business would you start?
Yeah, with that 10K.
With that 10K. Yeah. What would you do with it?
You're asking me now?
No. I'm just saying, you ask them.
Yeah.
But I'm asking you, if I gave you 100,000 right now, what would you do with it?
Afungua shule. So it was at the top of my mind. I'm just shule nini lakini nitafungua shule.
Okay, so DJ Roy.
Me usually I've always wanted to get into auctioneering because
100,000 though.
Yes, you can buy a scrap car and just rebuild it back.
100,000.
100K.
Do you know how much it takes to even take a car that is already run from that to selling it?
You hapo umenunua hapo 120. Kuachana nyamaze mimi nishafungua shule.
Sorry?
There's some cars that go for less than 100K.
Fine.
It's very old school.
You bought a car for 100K. Do you know how much it would take to revive it?
Pimping.
And there, hapo ndio watu fail mtihani.
Bas.
The question was, what would you do with 100,000? So basically, you have a project that from inception to, for example, once you've started it, you still have another 20, 30 loose somewhere in case you need to inject more capital. So basically, when somebody asks you, what would you do with 100,000 if you had it today? The money you have to play with is about 20K.
Yeah. Because for the next couple of months,
or
that thing has to pay for itself.
That's all you've got to play with. So literally, if someone gives you 100,000, you're starting a business for 20,000.
Yep.
So like 20% of that money is the capital.
Even 10%. Because you have to remember,
by the time you break even,
this sudden wealth usually comes, like someone gives you $1 million today. Most of us are in debt. So you'll think, let me pay off my debts.
Yes.
Yeah? And then you'll think, okay, fine, I've paid off my debts. Now I need to, because basically what people don't realize is debt is expensive, especially retail debt. Yeah. So you've got a credit card that you're paying for, say, 1,000 shillings per month.
Yes.
So you see, you will think that I have, say, 50,000 on this credit card. Yeah. But someone has just given me 100,000. I'm not going to pay 50,000 on this debt.
On this debt.
I want to start a business. Yeah. But what you have to remember is, if you clear that debt, instantly per year, you've put 12,000 in your pocket.
In your pocket. You stopped paying.
Plus,
you see? So you've taken that, you've paid it. Now you have enough money to run without credit. without retail credit, the bad type of credit that we don't want.
You can actually like budget for your money properly.
Take a prepaid credit card. Yeah. So you can still run a credit card, but it's prepaid. So you only spend what
it's money in your pocket. Yeah.
Yes.
You literally get money out of your pocket. Yeah.
You see, so you can still do your online shopping, you can still do everything like you have a credit card, but you have no debt, you have no liability to anyone. What you've got is what you're spending.
Okay.
Do you see? Yeah. And when you say to people, pay your debts, they think, oh, like once I've paid it, now what they don't realize is, once you paid your debts, the money you've got is yours, plus the money you are paying that person plus interest is yours.
Yeah. Umelipa, you're done with one task.
It makes sense.
That's why they say pay the larger debts first. Anza kupunguza ndio at least
no, not the larger debts, the expensive.
Okay, yes, the expensive ones. Yes.
You can have large debt that is not expensive. I can have a credit card today that I have 5,000 on shillings, but the interest rates on this credit card is 35%. You see?
That's a lot.
But I have another debt that I have that is servicing my company that is 500,000. But the interest rate on this one, I would say 50,000. But the interest rate on this one is only 5%.
I'm definitely paying the credit card first because
it's more expensive.
Yeah. The debt that keeps on giving.
You know what I mean?
Please, lipa hii.
It's always there.
Yes.
It's always,
exactly.
Inakuongelesha.
That's it. So when we tukiomoka hii suddenly, let us remember that this money can't all go into that venture that you were thinking about. You have to live. True. And that's why it's good to have a working plan of your finances. How much is my rent? How much is my electricity? How much is this? How much is this? How much does it take to run me per month?
That's a question, Pay yourself out.
You see? So once ukiomoka, lazima ujiulize, wacha nichukue hii do. I take 6 months worth of how much it takes to run me and put it aside. And if it takes 10K to run me per month, I take 60,000 nieke kando. Biashara yangu sasa unaona nimebaki na 40K. Sindio? This thing that I want to start. Which means that I can then take a quarter of that and use it as capital. Now, I still have 3/4 in case my plan goes above. My spending goes above what I wanted to spend. If I need more capital, if anything can, because at least most people, when they want to start a business, they want to stop their jobs. Not many people will do both.
Will continue.
Watu wengine wanangonjanga do ikuje ni atane na job.
Nioneni tu.
But you still have to get paid. That's why I say take 6 months of your salary or of your outgoings to all together, weka kando. Kakiumana unajua at least naweza toa. Because especially when you're selling to people, desperation is the worst thing. When you show people that you're desperate to make that sale, people don't buy. But when you show them that I'm okay, whether you buy from me or not, I'm okay.
You want it? You don't want it?
Chukua hii chupa. Unauza do ngapi? 5 sock. I know the 5 socks ni 5 sock ni domo. If I go out there kwa zile ma second hand, I'll buy 3. I'll tell you, okay, fine. This bottle of mine can do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Those bottles will do A, B, C. So buy your 3 bottles, you're still getting only A, B, C. Buy my 1 bottle, you get A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. You see?
You decide.
So I'm selling you quality. But I also know that you have a choice. So you go and buy your quantity. I will leave my quality here for people who can appreciate quality. You walk mpaka pale kwa mlango. Utajiuliza maswali mingi sana.
Like Jordan Belfort.
Wendo?
It's a guy. One of the Wolf of Wall Street. That character.
Homework ingine ndio hiyo, kama uja watch go and watch it. That's a very interesting movie by the way. Hi my friend.
Senior.
Umenirudisha mbali. But it's good. It's good. Right. It's good.
So this brings
pay
us
your expensive debts.
Exactly into like our wealth management. Okay. Because you have to have a wealth management plan.
That's true.
A lot of us are busy spending. Because that's what we do.
Yeah.
We earn,
I have it, yeah.
Not even just I have it. Most of us don't have enough, or we think we don't have enough to save.
But you just don't plan properly, so.
And that's why it says, pay yourself first. Put your savings first before you pay your landlord.
Tafadhali.
Hata kutukane aje.
Kwa sababu ikifika time decide na kuchuja kwa hiyo hao na ile pesa yako ya last ulikuwa nayo ulimpatia.
Na ujua warudishangi nini deposit.
Deposit nothing. Nothing.
You know. So it's like you have to think about, how do I manage? Once you start making money, or once you've got this money, you have to think about, the way I say to people, live like you already have money. Because what you do with the little that you have is what you will do with the a lot that you will have. You see? Yeah. If you don't know how to plan yourself, how to plan your finances, how to even look at what's coming and what's going, do I even have any money left at the end of each month? Do I have more month than money, or do I have more money than month? You know, but most of us have more money than money. And that's the reality of the world we live in. You know what I mean? Yeah. So when it comes to managing your wealth, you have to ask yourself, what skills do I have to manage my wealth? And if I don't have skills, who can I go to? Where can I go to? Where can I get the relevant skills to be able to manage my money?
So that's where the financial advisors come in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Financial advisors, but also be very careful about which financial advisors you go to. Yeah. Because you have to think about it this way, I want a mentor that does what I want to be doing in the future. You see? So if you go to somebody for financial advice and all they can tell you is textbook stuff that you can learn for yourself, really and truly, what is that person? What's the point? Value?
Yeah, what's the point? Because I mean, if I have this information and you're giving me the same information.
Yeah, DJ Roy.
He's just good with books.
Cindy, anyone can read information, translate it, and do what they want to do with it.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Books,
You know. However, if I go to a financial advisor who tells me, I have gone to such and such a place, I have seen parcels of land, I have bought them, they were not just speculation, I was intelligent enough to see the development that was coming.
Due diligence.
Exactly. So somebody like that can give you nuggets of wisdom from their own experience, not just textbook stuff.
That's true.
You see what I mean? Because if you have a financial advisor who just quotes from a book, then
I don't think it necessarily has to be someone with a degree in finance.
No. I say to people all the time, we have billionaires out here who never qualified standard 5.
Class 6, class.
Because today, this morning, we were talking about a very young lady, Shixhaven. And she's 12 years old. She started a cake business. And it's doing really well. She's being interviewed by the KBC this week.
Imagine.
You see what I mean?
Little girl.
So this is somebody who's seen that I have a talent. I have a passion for something, for baking. And she started making her cakes, putting them online, and now everyone is ordering cakes from everywhere.
Imagine.
And this is what we should be encouraging our children to do. Now you see the parents of this little girl. This little girl did not just come out one morning and decide that I have so much money, let me bake. No, someone had to invest in her business. And in this case, it's her parents. And they're nurturing that talent. You see, but we're so busy pushing our kids to go get an education, go be an engineer, go be this, go be the other. Hey, Caroline Kenyana, she says, I am here.
Welcome, please.
Welcome, Caroline Kenyana. Karibu sana. Yeah. So basically, this is what we should be thinking about. Yeah. And also, when we get the money,
ilikuwa imekata kunini.
Sorry. When we get money,
yes,
we have to think about what do we know about money?
Yeah.
What do we know about money?
What do we know about money?
The biggest thing
just how am I going to spend this money?
The biggest thing people need to think about is what is an actual asset. DJ Roy, tell us the difference between an asset and a liability, please.
An asset and a liability.
Yeah.
My understanding, an asset is something that keeps putting money in your pocket.
Yes.
While a liability draws it out. So you need to have more assets than liabilities.
So is your mortgage an asset or a liability?
Your mortgage.
Your house. You bought a house. Is it an asset or liability?
That depends. Kama ni nyumba nimejenga and I'm not paying any sort of rent, then it's not a liability. It can be an asset. Because unaweza fungua biashara hapo nini. So it pays for itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, it's not taking out of your pocket. When does your house become a liability?
For example, if you bought a house and you're consistently paying for rent for the land and the house and and the bills and everything like that, it constantly becomes a liability. Because it draws money out of your pocket.
AfroFabb.
Tuseme niko na gari. Hii gari sana sana ni starehe tu. Ndio sisi wote tunahitaji gari because I mean you need movement, you need to go from point A to point B.
Yeah.
But when it gets to a point that this car is just literally for point A to point B, hakuna kitu ingine inaweza nisaidia nayo.
Yeah.
Because say maybe I have a business, I need to transport things from point A to point B.
Yeah.
And I can't use it for that.
Yeah.
That's a liability kwa sababu nikipakio gari hapa na ni decide leo napanda ma3 ama nachukua cab. Bado ndafika job. Ndio, I'll still go, I'll still do my work and I'll come
But
back.
why is the car liability?
Because now it's just I have to fuel this thing, I have to service this thing, I have insurance and things to pay that are going to the car, which is taking from my pocket to this thing. Kwa sababu inanisaidia.
But it can still be an asset.
Tunaona sasa, lakini now I've just chosen it. It's just for
no, but even in the way you're explaining it, it can still be an asset.
Ai kama niletee pesa. Ngoja. How?
Si lazima tu ikulete pesa kibiashara. Think about it this way.
Yanipunguzia.
Wait. I take a matatu every day to and from town. That's what, 200? 150? What?
Per day, 200.
200. Yeah? So 200 shillings. Per month.
Pala matatu zamani.
Nasema tu. So, per month.
Alafu in some cases kama imenyesha.
Exactly. Inapanda. But let's just say on average it's 200. Yes? I go to town, say tuseme na raundi zingine zote, tao peke yake tuseme 20 days in a month.
Yes.
Yeah? That's for work. Sindio? 4,000.
Yes.
Yes? Now, this is 4,000 for work only. You haven't counted, I'm going to visit somebody once or twice a month, or I'm going to go to the supermarket, take a cab, blah, blah, blah. So, by the time you calculate all your transport costs for a month, it's 8K. Yeah? So that's plus the weekly shop, plus taking the family out, whatever. Yeah? Let's say once in a while you say, I want to hire a car, because it will be easier to hire a car for a whole day, and go
do my thing
for the dog show, than to take a cab, nini, mtu na ningoje, So let's just say your transport costs 8,000.
Is 8,000?
Say you buy a car and you calculate it over 10 years that you will have it. You see that this guy is going to cost me to run 3,000 per month. Plus insurance, plus fuel, plus everything. You have 5,000 in your pocket. Your car, even if it's sat there and you used it twice a week because you work from home, you still have 5,000 per month in your pocket.
That's working from home. What if I'm not working from home?
I'm just saying. No. I'm saying even if. So these costs are standard. Let's just say even if it's 4,000. If you then go out a lot more. I'm just saying if the car then costs you less to run than the transport costs that you were previously paying, then that car is an asset to you.
Okay.
So you might see it as if you don't earn money out of it, but it puts money in your pocket because previously you were using more. By getting this car, by running this car, you're saving money, which means money goes where?
Into my pocket.
So that car then becomes an asset. It doesn't always have to be a direct link, like because I got this car, now I can do deliveries, now I can do this. It can be something as simple as because I got this car, now I spend less. Which means that if you were to take that extra 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 a month and put it somewhere in a savings account, at the end of the year, your quid's in.
Okay.
Do you see? So when we talk about assets and liability, it's a fine line. But this is where we have to really think about everywhere we are earning and everywhere our money is going.
Is it putting into or is it taking out?
And putting into doesn't have to be a direct result of because I've got this, now I'm earning this. It can be because I've got this, now I'm saving this.
I'm saving this.
So at some point you may think you're saving it, but it becomes a liability.
How do you mean?
Like the transport issue.
Yes.
Most people wanafikirianga, instead of buying a car,
kupanda matatu ni cheaper.
Exactly.
So it actually builds up into
exactly. You see, the thing is, it's cheaper when you're paying every day like this. But when you actually think about it, if you're not thinking about the everyday, if you accumulate this thing, if you were actually to pay your transport every day by M-Pesa, by a trackable thing,
your statements would be
exactly. And then you say to yourself, I am going to even hire a car. No, hiring is expensive, but just think about, talk to somebody who has the kind of car that you would want. Then think about it. You know.
So that means when you also like say going for a car, do your calculations, because at least you try and check what's the fuel consumption, what's the service charge, what's the insurance charge. Like sit down and do your math and then go and purchase. Kwa sababu usinunue tu rembo. Usinunue tu rembo. Hiyo rembo inaweza kuwa expensive.
Exactly.
No, and now it becomes a liability because you're thinking.
But there are those who can afford it.
Yeah, if you can afford it, ni sawa.
But
lakini you can imagine like if
they
it's
can think, if I drive a Range instead of a what's the one that I like, RAV, yes. RAV4,
yes,
you know, a RAV4 still looks nice though, you know, but a Range is more like a status thing, you get me? So I have to think, niko na hiyo pesa ya Range because mimi siwezi chukua Range kwa loan. You see, because this is a luxury thing.
Exactly.
You get me?
Na wewe unatafuta kitu function.
Kwa loan itakuwa ile gari ya kupeleka watu safari. Kitu. You know?
You know.
Exactly.
Kama tunaenda.
Kaende.
We go hard. But okay, at least that's a nice point to consider. Again, I think like Matesh was saying with the house. Sawa, a house is a necessity, si ndio? Lakini ikifika mahali hiyo nyumba inaanza kukua mzigo.
To be fair, a lot of people are running to own. What a lot of people don't realize is if you have a mortgage that does not support you, then you're better off renting and getting enough so that in 10 years time your capital that you put, your down payment that you put down is a lot higher. You take a lot smaller mortgage and you're more likely to get a better deal that way, because also the amount of time that you will be paying interest is a lot lower. Let's say you take a mortgage today. For that mortgage you have to pay 30K per month. 30K per month, and that is say 10, 15, 20% of that is interest. Now, take that interest, even if it's that interest, and say, if this is the interest that I would be paying, I'm going to take that interest and put it in an account that will also give me some interest. I'm going to look for a house that is less that interest. If your mortgage was going to be 40K, and interest on that mortgage is 10K, if you live in a house for 30K and you save this 10K, over 1 year you have 120,000 plus interest. Now, that 120,000, you can put it in a higher interest account, a higher paying interest account, plus this interest compounds. It's not just the 10%.
The 10%.
Because when you start, it's a 10% on the 110%. So it's the compounding effect of saving that way.
So at the end of another 12 months.
So at the end of the 12 months, you don't have
the 120.
You have 120 plus a compounded effect of 10%. Now, you take this and put it, okay, maybe say 5%. Yeah. You take this and put it in a higher yielding, higher interest rate, locked down account. Now you're earning at almost 8 to 10%. You're still paying less than you would have had to pay on a mortgage.
On the mortgage. Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Mathematics.
Now, exactly. So every year you're saving 120,000 plus a compounded interest. So this year you were saving 120,000 on an interest rate, but next year you're saving plus 120,000 plus the compounded effect of any interest that you earned this year.
So that, honestly, at the end of year 5, year 10 years,
you probably have enough to buy your house outright, but you were still paying less rent than you'd have been paying a mortgage plus interest.
Mathematics.
Umemanya.
It's a very easy calculation.
Exactly.
Yes. But many people don't think about it that way. Many people think, I want to own. But what is the price of owning? And also what you have to remember is, while you're owning, you're so busy paying this mortgage that you don't have any capital to put into anything else. So basically, this house is now costing you in opportunity cost of actually investing in other things.
So it's a liability that you take.
It's a massive liability.
It is. Because now you're working towards paying.
When someone used to say that when people usually take their house as their biggest asset.
Yes. But most of the time, it's your biggest liability.
It's your biggest liability.
Your house, if you don't own it outright, is an asset for the bank. A liability for you.
It's a problem. Do the mathematics.
Until you pay it off, it's an asset for the bank, and a liability for you. Because if you can't pay, who owns the house?
Exactly. You default now, umefika 9, you're almost done.
That car, if you haven't paid it outright, is an asset for whoever has serviced your loan and a liability for you. It's an asset for them because they can repossess it anytime. If you default. It's not your asset.
And they'll still come to reclaim it back if you don't pay it off.
Umebakisha 15k lakini they're like Z.
Exactly.
More than that.
Yes. Na ujue ile
wamekula 45 imebakia 15
plus interest ile wamekula so far. You see? But if the same person had just said, I'm going to save this 10k per month, over 30 months, which is less than 3 years,
that's 2.5,
and buy a car outright without any loan to service.
Ugo tu sawa.